And Chris, from a much different perspective, these gentlemen both run entities and in the sports vertical. Your bigger picture in terms of internationally, as well as from an agency and a service provider, especially in the Far East and what's going on there. Your perspective in terms of opportunities and challenges.
Well, I'm going to share the floor a little bit because both are clients. We have the World Baseball Classic as a client, and then we have the NFL as a client, so I'm kind of in a difficult spot here. No, I think the challenges and the opportunities are still the same, right? It's quantifying the value. Our stateside, if you will, North American products, naming rights for the facility in Washington, now their jersey patch, the Miami Heat's jersey patch. You're selling access. You're selling a velvet rope in a lot of ways. The naming rights stuff that prior to MP and Silva here was Investors Field at Winnipeg and what they did in Hamilton. Our view on the challenges are to quantify cord cutters versus cord nevers. Domestically in North America, you have cord cutters. You really don't have that issue in the rest of the world. They really never had a cord to begin with. And because a lot of the technology was 3G, 4G, LTE 8-10 years ago, they're used to picking up this and seeing all of the things they want to see. So once we quantify how they're utilizing that, the leagues use Blinkfire or Hook It or some other way. From an Asian perspective, it's understanding this scale. MP and Silva was sold to Lowry Baofeng at Baofeng Group and Everbright about a year and a half ago. And it's a pretty public transaction, a large-scale company. At the end of the day, if you look at Weibo has 397 million subscribers. They're just now coming into the US, if you will, or domestically looking around the rest of the world. But with 397 million subscribers and an ability to transmit just about anything, now the scales completely change, right? So for me, that's the number one thing, how we quantify that, and then how do we make it, not just monetize it because it's overused, how do we make sure that we can actually come back with an empirical result quarter after quarter and say, look, this is happening because you're inside a relationship that's uniquely sports driven. That's the one thing that we all share, that no matter what's happening in content, we're still at the top of the league.